I'm painting with blueberry juice today. Watch the video to see how I made my juice and my ink out of blueberry juice, and keep watching to see how it turns out in the end. If you have subscribed to my channel already, thank you for clicking on the video. If you have not subscribed already, please click subscribe, and that way you'll know when the next episodes come out. And if you enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. So I went to a friend's house, me and my wife and children, and we went blueberry picking, and we picked about 5 Ziploc bags full of blueberries. I put a handful or so in a bag. It doesn't take very many, and I don't want to waste the blueberries. I probably didn't even need to use as much as I did. And at the same time, I also don't want whatever I use, whatever's left over, to go bad. It'll get stinky and ferment and all that. I put it in the microwave for about 1 minute, which is probably too much. 30 seconds to 45 seconds would probably be enough. Although doing it for a whole minute kind of condensed it down, I think, and made it a little bit thicker, a little bit more concentrate. Be careful getting it out of your microwave. The bowl will probably be really hot. I didn't strain it. You could strain the juice out of the bowl, and that way you would have some good clean ink to work with, some good clean juice. But I just left it all in there, and as I was painting, I got skins from the blueberries all over my work. I taped a piece of paper to the board, big piece of drawing paper. That way I have a nice border around the edge of it when I take it off, when I take the tape off. Laid the picture out using pencil. Tried to draw a pretty decent foundational sketch. When I told my daughter and my wife that I used some blueberries to make a painting, they were aghast. They could not believe that I was wasting blueberries on this painting. But the truth is, it's art. And, as a big proponent for art, I think there's a couple of good things you can do with blueberries. One, you could eat them. Obviously, that would be a wonderful use of blueberries. But making art, I think, is hardly ever a waste of anything. So, whatever your materials might be, making art is not a waste. So, anyway, making the painting was fun because it smelled good the whole time, and I think the color is awesome. So, anyway, I did not get the layout sketch just right, and some of the painting doesn't look just like her. I didn't really capture her likeness very well, but that's all right. It still looks like a person, and nobody really knows her. When they see this picture, nobody's, it's not supposed to be her or anything like that. Just trying to paint a portrait or picture of someone, a face. So, what do you think about using blueberries? What's your take on it? Is it a waste of blueberries? Is it a waste of juice? I watched a great video by Peter Draws just a couple of days ago, and he did a wood burning project. It was pretty nice, and he filled the background in with coffee. So coffee is another material that I've seen artists use to paint with. Do you think that was a waste of coffee? Check out his video. It's a great video. So when you're teaching AP Studio Art, one of the things that they look for is experimentation. And I would say this is experimental by far. So this is something I plan on doing with my students, and I'm going to give them the challenge to find something unique to draw and to paint with. I might recommend coffee, might recommend blueberry juice, I might even provide that for them, but also give them the opportunity to find their own materials to work with and to try and paint with. It helps, I think, to get the mind going, to get the mind considering the possibilities. It also helps to develop some skill. As I was painting with this blueberry juice, if you look at it, it's fairly light right now. There's nothing in here really, really dark. But my challenge was to just use the blueberry juice. So while my first lines I felt like were pretty dark, standing back and looking at it from a distance, I realized that it wasn't, and that in order to get it dark, I had to layer it. I had to put layer on top of layer on top of layer. As you can see with the lips were one of the first places that I painted, and I've gone back and put several layers of blueberry juice. Also right here around the neck, the way the lighting was on her, there was a lot of shadow on the neck, and so in order to get that dark, I had to put several layers. I had to paint some blueberry juice on there and then go and work on another part of the painting while that dried, and then come back and put another layer of blueberry juice on the neck and then let that dry while I worked on another place again. And I just kept working around the canvas and kept putting layer on top of layer on top of layer. If you look at the hair, you see how it's getting pretty dark here. It's because of all the different layers. It's also very difficult to fix. I had some places that I really didn't like, or that I didn't think were good. I can add, but I can't really take away very well, at least not without getting out some white paint. It doesn't erase like watercolor does sometimes. Maybe if I was working on watercolor paper, it might erase better. So I may have to do one on watercolor paper later on and try that out. Anyway, it just didn't come up very well. I did scrape some off with my knife. Just kind of scraped off some layers of paper. But I didn't want to do that a lot or all over the picture. I was afraid I might mess it up. Anyway, I just kept adding layer on top of layer on top of layer. In order to get the eyebrows darker, I had to add more layers as I was doing it. In order to get the eyelashes darker, more layers. I couldn't take any away, but I could keep adding to it. I added to the top of the hair to make her head more proportionate. And here's the final product. It's really nice, I think, close up. You can see all the little pieces of skin that I ended up brushing on there. I ran my hand over it, and I was able to kind of get some of those little skins off, but I didn't really want to. I thought it was a nice addition to the look of the painting. In order to keep things from trying to eat it, ants or cockroaches or anything like that, I'm going to seal it in some gloss gel medium, and I think that'll give it a nice finished look as well. I also did the background with a little bit of blueberry juice, and I think that kind of helped make it look a little bit more finished. So once I put the gel medium on it, I'll take the tape off of it, and it will be complete. And maybe you can look for the final picture on my Facebook page. Anyway, until the next time, y'all have a great day. Go make some art.